Coming up on BG24 News, the Bowling Green speech and debate team took home a big win this weekend. We'll tell you all about the competition.
And a train derailed last night in Wood County, damaging several buildings. We have the latest.
Plus, an accident overnight in North Baltimore. We'll tell you all about that accident.
And more snow overnight. We'll take a look at your full Black Swamp weather forecast. This is your Campus and Community Connection.
Live local news starts right now. This is BG24 News, live at 5:30.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Hannah Hilliard.
And I'm Jonathan Kyle. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, more winter weather hit the area yesterday, and but things are getting a little better.
It looks like it. Northwest Ohio was hit with more snow right around rush hour yesterday afternoon, but we are currently under no snow emergencies right now. But that was not the case early this morning.
That's right. Yeah, if you were out this morning, you probably saw all kinds of semi-accidents on the highway. We've got a couple images for you. These are some images from I-475. You can see this completely blocked traffic. There's a police car there, many vehicles involved in that accident, and it actually hit the median there, and we had multiple reports of these jackknife semis, lots of accidents, but things do seem to be getting better. However, we are getting word into our newsroom right now from ODOT about an injury accident that happened just a few hours ago in Lake Township, and it stopped traffic on State Route 795. So if you saw that, that's what that was, and nobody was hurt. But we're going to go ahead and toss it over to Lacey Hagan, who joins us now for a first look at weather to see how the rest of the week is going to pan out. Lacey.
Yes, we did have quite treacherous roads last night and into morning, but thankfully it looks like we won't be having that tonight. We do have our temperature sitting right above freezing, right at about 34, 35 degrees. That's going to keep our roads very safe compared to what we saw this morning and last night. Now, that is to go without saying that you do need to be cautious as you go out tonight. We may have a little bit of refreeze as that sun sets, but stay tuned for a look at my forecast because it looks like our weather is going to be completely different this week. We will be having some severe weather, so if you stay tuned for a look at my full forecast, I'll have a look at just what we can expect.
All right. Different doesn't sound necessarily good. I feel like you would use a different word if it was better.
Yeah.
You think those warmer temperatures would bring better weather, but that doesn't seem to be the case.
No way to sugarcoat it. We're going to have quite the weather this week.
All right, looking forward to it. Thanks, Lacey. Well, last night, nearly 20 train cars flew off railroad tracks and tore through buildings in a small town in Wood County. And tonight, crews are picking up the pieces. The CSX train derailed on Main Street in Tontogany, a small town a few miles northwest of Bowling Green. 2 village buildings were damaged and trees were destroyed. Authorities say nobody was hurt and the crash is still under investigation.
Also overnight, one person killed and another seriously injured after a car crash near North Baltimore. The crash happened just before 2 a.m. when a car struck a stopped semi from behind. The accident closed part of I-75 northbound for about 2 hours. The driver of the car was pronounced dead at the scene, and his passenger was taken to an area hospital and is currently listed under critical condition.
And the BGSU Forensics Speech and Debate team took first place at the state tournament this weekend. Reporter Angelica Moormile says it's been 8 years since the team brought home a state title.
The BGSU Forensics team took first place at the state competition this weekend. BG beat nationally ranked teams such as Ohio University and Akron. BG beat Miami University for first place by 26 points. Director of Forensics Paul Day says the two teams' strengths made it a close race.
Miami's very strong in public address, and we also had some strong public address events, so it kind of equalized out. So it was just the right openings at the right time with the right team.
Team president Ashley Hendricks agrees that they are playing on their strengths, but says they're coupling their strengths with a new competitive attitude.
Last year we were seen as competition. We were head to head with them. We just couldn't get there. And this year we finally had that competitive drive in order to become successful.
While they might be competitive, they still hold the same educational values that Alday says that sets them apart.
You can see those folks that come in and they're very focused on winning, and when that's their focus, they miss out on the opportunity to communicate. And at that point, it gives us the advantage.
Hendricks believes the state title will give them an edge going into nationals.
I think they're going to see us more as a challenge now, that they're going to take us seriously because we are very ahead of our game.
Reporting for BG24 News, I'm Angelica Moormile.
Oh, go Falcons. The BG Forensics team has 2 national tournaments left in its season, and we'll be sure to keep you updated with those results.
All right, coming up, we have your full black swamp weather forecast.
Yeah, see how that weekend looks and perhaps some rain. Stay with us. Welcome back to BG24 News. Non-emergency driving has been banned in some areas of Ohio. A few northern Ohio counties made this move as the weather piled more and more snows on those areas. The road closures made travel to school impossible once again for many places across Ohio. Many schools have already used up those snow days, and those makeup days are still in the future.
President Barack Obama spoke today on new goals for the economy. Obama announced that the administration is working on fuel efficiency. He's hoping that rolling out more fuel-efficient trucks will help the economy. The president also announced that new biofuel practices will be in place by spring of 2016.
And voting machines in Ohio are getting a little bit outdated. Coming up, find out how officials are responding.
And after the break, we'll finally have your full Black Swamp weather forecast. Stay with us.
Live local forecast with BG24 Black Swamp weather.
Good evening, Wood County. Lacey Hagan here with a look at your local Black Swamp forecast. Currently, we have temperatures right above freezing, 34, about 35 degrees out there, keeping our roads nice and clear compared to what we saw this morning. We do have a bit of a cloud cover out there, but let's not get too crazy with that, because as our sun does set, it looks like we can have some chance for some refreeze as we go into tonight's forecast. As for tonight, we get down to about 34 degrees, right above freezing. Like I said, watch out for some slick patches just to be on the cautious side, and it will be mostly cloudy and just a 10% chance of precipitation, so nothing too major. As we go into tomorrow's forecast, we get a high of about 37 degrees. We will have clouds early, and our winds are going to be coming out of the southwest at about 15 miles per hour, so much more warmer and uneventful for tomorrow. As we go into tomorrow night's forecast, don't let this low fool you. 26 is what we're going to be seeing as our low, but as you do notice, take note that our winds are going to be coming out of the south at 10 miles per hour. That's going to bring in that warmth and humid air from the south, and that's going to allow us to have a setup for some possibly severe weather on Thursday. About a 78% humidity there, so take note of that. As we look out at our regional temperatures, we are all within the right above the freezing range, which is keeping our roads nice and clear for tonight's forecast. As we look out at our regional radar, you can see that most of the snow has left the area. And most of that snow did travel northeast through today, and Cleveland City schools were even closed from the amount of snow that they saw dropped off during the day. So I guess we were kind of lucky that we did see that snow overnight. As we do go, as I said, it's over here to the northeast. That's where we saw all of that snow make its way through our area, and about 5 inches of accumulation is what we did see throughout the evening. Now, as we take a look out at our national radar, we can tell all that snow has made its way over to the east coast. Places around New York and along the coast are supposed to be expecting about 6 inches of snow tonight. So let's get the snow out of the forecast. Now we're going to be looking at severe weather. As we take a look into our 5-day forecast, Wednesday we will be getting up to about 37 degrees. I'm sorry, 70 would be nice, but it looks like we're going to stick with the 30s. Into Thursday, we will get up to about 48 degrees as that wind comes out of the south. That's where we're going to have the chance for that severe weather. And then we may even see some rumbles of thunder, about ½ an inch to an inch of rain. Friday into Saturday, we're going to be back up above freezing. And then Sunday, it looks like we're going to drop down to 30 degrees with a low of 10, even some chances for some snow. So unfortunately, this little preview of spring is not going to last.
Yeah, it looks like an interesting commute on Friday morning too for everyone.
Yes.
What's this rain going to look like with the snow?
Yeah, it's honestly, it's going to be a mess out there. It's really going to be a mess. Like I said, if I would have stuck with that 70, that would have been really nice.
Yeah, well, that probably would have maybe even made things worse with the snow, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, the flooding is going to be terrible.
Well, even the 48, what was it, 48 on
48,
Thursday? That
yes.
sounds great, but then you mix in that heavy rain.
You know, actually, if you think about this, if this were snow, the accumulations that we're getting, we'd be getting 5 to 10 inches of snow. So let's stick with that ½ inch to an inch of rain.
Yeah.
Any day.
I climb enough mountains to get to class every
Oh,
morning.
yeah,
so.
yeah.
All right. Thank you
Seriously.
so much, Lacey. Well, aging voting machines are raising concern among election officials in Ohio. Some fear the nearly decade-old machines could cause problems. The state got new touchscreen systems in 2005 and 2006 after problems arose during the 2000 election. But the lifespan of computerized voting machines is shorter than those past machines. Many counties don't quite have the funds to replace those current models, and officials say the machines should hold up through the next election, but action should be taken sooner rather than later.
Funds donated to the Columbus Zoo will be set aside to help threatened animals in the future. Nearly $6,000 was raised after a healthy giraffe was killed in Copenhagen earlier this month. Zoo officials say the giraffe was killed to prevent inbreeding. The incident garnered worldwide public outcry, and former Columbus Zoo director Jack Hanna was among those who spoke out against the act. He's gathered $100,000 in pledges to help rescue a giraffe at another Danish zoo that may also be killed.
Well, turning to sports now, Olympics. They've been very exciting.
Yes, very much so. I'm kind of sad they're almost coming to an end. That's all I've done the past week and a half is watch the Olympics.
Right. Now what is this, day 11?
I think so, yeah, right around there. And I don't know exactly the medal count, but I know that the United States women's hockey is playing Canada for the gold medal, so that will be a good one. And we still have USA men's hockey too. There's so many events to look forward to.
Yeah, it's been exciting. It's been exciting. And I think we are all very glad that things have turned out peacefully with all of those
Yeah,
deaths
it
at the beginning.
seems to be good, and I think security was totally under control there, so it's been great.
Right. Well, anyway, let's go over to Christy with some more about the medal count in the Olympics. Christy?
Thanks, Jonathan. Coming up, I'll have an updated Olympic medal count from Sochi, and we're going to go outside of Bowling Green, and I'll take a look at a Perrysburg Tennis Center who's giving kids a new way to learn the game. We'll also take a look at what sports are coming up this week for the Falcons, including a huge rivalry game. Stay with us.
It's un-Falcon believable coverage that you won't get anywhere else. This is BG24 Sports.
Welcome to BG24 Sports. I'm Christy Kopanis. Day 11 has ended in Sochi. Take a look at our Olympic medal count. Currently, Germany is atop the medal standings with 8 gold, 3 silver, and 4 bronze, followed by Norway, who has 7 gold, 4 silver, and 7 bronze. The Netherlands is in third with 6 gold, 6 silver, and 8 bronze. And the United States is in fourth, now with 6 gold, 4 silver, and 10 bronze. Continue to follow us on Facebook and Twitter as we'll bring you Olympic updates. And a tennis program in Perrysburg is teaching kids to play in a much different way. Reporter Adam King has more.
Melt Shop in downtown Bowling Green embraced the hate the night before Valentine's Day. Black Thursday was a wine tasting event for singles sick of love. The night's menu featured food and wine specials that were specific.
Sorry for the delay. Obviously, the Melt Shop looks like a good place to be, but that's not tennis. The tennis center has more than 30 students enrolled in their 10 and under age group, and they have lessons in the last 2 years. Now moving on to BG Tennis. They saw some success this weekend. A school record was tied during a match against Cleveland State. Nikki Chiricosta earned her 89th singles win of her career, tying her older sister, Christine. The record has stood for the last 3 years, but Chiricosta finally reached that feat this past Friday. She now has a total of 176 overall wins, putting her in second in the record books, again behind her older sister. Congratulations to Nikki and the entire tennis team for a great weekend and success this season as they move to 4-1 overall this year. Another BGSU athlete was recognized for their efforts. Women's basketball player Jillian Halfill was named MAC Athlete of the Week. The senior guard led the team in points against Eastern Michigan on Saturday and had a double-double. Halfill hit 4 from behind the arc and had 21 total points, while pulling in 10 rebounds and 3 steals. This year, she is shooting over 44% from the free-point line, good enough to lead the team and put her second in the MAC. This is the second time Halfill has received this award in her career. The team will be back on the court tomorrow as they take on Central Michigan. It's social media night and the start of 48 hours of orange for the athletic department, and encouraging fans to wear orange from Wednesday through Thursday's game. For social media night, many giveaways will be handed out, and the fans are being asked to follow BGSU Athletics on Twitter and use the hashtag BGSocialMedia to be entered to win. And to top those prizes, there will be more given out throughout the games, including t-shirts, water bottles, and orange pom-poms. For more information on the 2 nights, check out the Falcons Athletic website. This week there's some great Falcon sports you should go check out. Women's basketball takes on Central Michigan at the Stro at 7 p.m. And you won't want to miss the men's game Thursday night as rival Toledo Rockets come to the Stro. Game time is at 9 p.m. Friday, the Falcon hockey team will hit the ice against the U.S. National Development Team for an exhibition game. Puck drops at 7:07. Now for some away games. Softball will travel to an Old Miss tournament this weekend as they have a doubleheader. Baseball will also travel this weekend and start a series against Murray State. And women's tennis will head down to Cincinnati for a match against Xavier. Good luck to all the Falcons. Well, that's all I have for BG24 Sports today. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at BG24 Sports Now and on Facebook. Until next time, I'm Christy Kopanis. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. An unconventional bar wanted to set itself apart with an unconventional event. I spoke with a manager and customer at a Bowling Green eatery that did Valentine's Day differently. Melt Shop in downtown Bowling Green embraced the hate the night before Valentine's Day. Black Thursday was a wine tasting event for singles sick of love. The night's menu featured food and wine specials that were specifically prepared for the anti-Valentine's Day celebration. Bar manager Jeff Schwab says he enjoyed offering a fun night to a group that is often ignored.
This is something for those people who don't have somebody that they can spend the night with. They can come out with their friends and enjoy a nice evening of wine or craft beer, and they can hate on their former loved ones.
Customers who brought in a picture of an ex could rip it in half and receive a discount. Customer Morgan Dines forgot her Heartbreakers picture at home, but she was still glad to enjoy a meal to spite Valentine's Day.
And I think the colors pink and red are just like repulsive, and there's aisles in Kroger's and Walmart's exploding with cards and candy. It's too much.
Schwab says Melt's management is planning future events that also challenge the status quo. Dines says she'll be first in line. And the Melt Shop is a Prohibition-style restaurant. It opened last month in Bowling Green. Now I gotta tell you, Hannah, I know a lot of people were wondering about whose picture that was that I ripped,
yeah,
and
I'm sure
because it was a heartbreaker, and you know, not everyone at home knows about our history, but that was definitely a picture of you.
I'm so hurt.
It's been tough. Valentine's Day was hard this year, but
I'm sorry. Well, maybe we should just move on to weather.
maybe we should.
Yeah.
You know, Valentine's Day was rough, but what are we gonna see any kind of good weather in our future?
Well, I know everybody's not really looking forward to this rain. Yes, it is going to be a lot of rain, and you have to think about we're going to be melting that snow. But honestly, in my opinion, I can't wait for the rain. It's a preview of the spring, and as you can see, that 48 degrees. That's really a lot warmer than what we've been experiencing. But unfortunately, with all good things, there comes the bad side. So just like that Valentine's Day, Friday and Saturday, we will be dropping our temperatures back down right above freezing. But Sunday, we get back down to 30 degrees, even a chance for some snow, all the way down to 10 degrees. So I don't know about you, but that's a bitter ending to our week. That's really cold. Really
I
cold.
swear, at the beginning of the week when we were in like the 20s, I swear I saw people with like short sleeves on, and we're still in 20-degree weather, people.
People are going crazy.
I don't know, it's like
now add severe weather into the mix. Severe weather. So
Right. I think it's just going to be interesting to see all this rain hitting the snow, and
Yeah.
I can only imagine. I mean, do you know exactly? I mean, I know you study this meteorology and all this stuff. What is that gonna do? What happens when snow collides with rain?
Well, the problem with that too is you're going to be looking at like the melting snow, people not scraping their roofs off on top of their houses. That actually becomes very heavy on that structure, and you're going to be looking at roof leaking. That's a really big problem. So that's one of the things we're really going to have to pay attention to closely. Is people need to be making sure they're kind of brushing that snow out of the way that you don't want that to be leaking into. So
well, the roads
that's a
already
big-
seem like they're
Oh yeah,
there's
and definitely
puddles in the roads
tons
and
of
stuff,
standing water, standing and running water.
and we still
so.
have like 6 feet of snow to melt.
Oh, yes.
Like, that
And the
might be
good
a
thing
little
is, you
much,
know,
but-
when you're at home, because I'm sure no one's going to be out in this, we've got tomorrow night is our public affairs show on right here where you're watching. And then Friday night, we've also got another edition of BG24 News. So we'll give you something to do when you're inside so you can have some fun. Yeah, well, that's BG24 News tonight.
Thanks so much for joining us. Check out all these stories and more on BG24news.org.
And make sure you like us on Facebook. We're always posting there, facebook.com/BG24News. And you can follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/BG24News.
Have a good night, everyone.